RockRageRadio.com. Facemelter broadcasting from the legendary State Theater in Portland, Maine, backstage. That, of course, was our friends in Asking Alexandria. Moving on from the new one, From Death to Destiny, on Sumerian Records. Right now, last time I checked, number 14 on the Rock Rage Radio Top 20. And very pleased to have drummer James of AA backstage. Dude, thanks for coming, man. And I'm sorry you didn't partake in the lobster.
It's all good. Pleasure to be on, mate.
What did you have, fish?
I had mussels and salmon.
Mussels? Oh, salmon. Oh, you can't beat the salmon. Salmon. Some people think salmon is too rich.
No, I mean, I'm a big fish lover, so I like all fish, but salmon's definitely one of my favourites.
Growing up in the UK, fish and chips, it's like...
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much a staple diet of any person growing up in the UK. You got to have fish and chips, yeah.
So Hartford yesterday, pretty sick?
Yeah, Hartford was really, really good. The weather, it was supposedly going to be thundering and lightning all day, but it managed to stay okay. And then the show did go on. The show before we played Burgerstown in Pittsburgh actually got cancelled. Well, part of Avenge set got cancelled because of the bad weather. So yeah, just fingers crossed. It was like, it came through, and it was a great show.
So Mayhem tour this year. Pretty damn sick lineup. What would have been some of the highlights for you as far as bands that you've been able to catch and hang out with and stuff?
I mean, well, we've been lucky enough to have toured with pretty much all the bands that are on it already. We've supported Korn, we've supported Avenged, we've been on tour with bands like Suicide Silence and Miss May, all good friends of ours. And it's always a pleasure, having such good friends on tour and, bands that you do look up to and you do admire and you do actually, even in downtime, you listen to their music, and enjoy it.
You guys get to sit at the stage and watch Cannibal Corpse do the spiral headbanging all night.
Yeah. I mean, there's such like there's like an array of bands to watch on Mayhem. You have like the really heavy Cannibal Corpse, like the whole like new metal feel of Korn, and then El Nino again, great, fucking awesome band. Another band I grew up listening to. Just such an array of awesome music.
I got to ask you on a personal level because I've heard good things. Islander, they're comparing them to like Deftones and Glassjaw. Have you had a chance to check out Islander yet?
I have not had a chance to check them out. I've heard of them, but usually, I mean, we stay up quite late, so we sometimes don't get up too early. But a band that I have checked out is that King
810.
King 810, that's it. Yeah, I think they're pretty sick. They're really heavy.
Controversial.
Yes, very controversial,
So I noticed not many off dates. You had that show in Vegas, you have tonight, and then you have one more in North Carolina. Is that by design?
Yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, usually shows in between the summer festival tours don't do too well because everyone's either going to Warped Tour, Mayhem, there's all these other tours going on, so they're usually smaller shows. But we do them just so we can make a little bit more money on the side, keep the budget good. So, but yeah, I mean, usually if there's a few off days in a row, we'll put a show in. If not, we just like to enjoy an off day.
That's what I was thinking. It's not about like, okay, this year we're going to put in way extra time sightseeing, checking out the sites, touring around on our own, having some fun.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, we usually get like plan some cool stuff on off days. Like we'll go to a lake or something, or I think we're meeting up with all the production of Mayhem, and like all the bands are sort of coming together to one later on during the tour. So they're going to be enjoyable. Yeah. So
James, you guys did Warped Tour before, right? How would you compare a tour like that to this one, and which do you prefer? Can you analyze that a little bit?
Warped Tour, they're both very similar, but Mayhem's like the grown-up tour in my eyes. You know what I mean? Because Warped Tour, there is a lot of younger bands on it. There's a lot more bands on it, and the audience is a lot younger. Whereas Mayhem, we're probably one of the youngest bands on it, and the audience is a lot older. There's just. I mean, yeah, they are so similar, but like I said, it's just they play the same venues, the same people sort of run it and organising it, but it is just sort of like the younger and the older crowds.
So you get punk rock summer camp and you get metal summer camp, basically.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
New record's been out like almost a year, right? Death to Destiny. moving on with Jamming on Rock Rage, would you say the new record is, out of the 3 major releases, your most melodic and or mature?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot more mature than our first 2 albums, but that's mainly because we grew up a little bit, you know. Like when we released Stand Up and Scream, there was guys in the band that were 17 and 16, you know, and
you guys grew up on the road in front of us playing.
Exactly. So, you know, our the music we write and the music we create just change, you know, and it did get more mature, it did get more melodic, and not maybe as aggressive as some of our previous albums, you know.
You have so many different influences. Like I love the last one, Reckless and Relentless. You know, I love the death metal vocals. I love the electronics. I just thought you guys were so unique. But this album, obviously, it's more about songs than breakdowns.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. We really wanted to write good songs, you know, and we really spent a long time, you know, analyzing like the structure of songs, how to, just make it so they are like it's better songs, you know, but still have that Ask Alexandria flair. It's still heavier. It's still a bit like, you know, edgy. You're not sure what's going to come, and
that's what impresses me, because there are a lot of kids, they love that real heavy stuff, but they need the melodic choruses. And when I hear these new songs, I'm like, you can tell it's you. You guys have like your own sound now, I think. Yeah.
No, I think we definitely do, you know. And it's taken us, you know, 6 or 7 years to really find our sound, you know, and sculpt it, because, like I said before, we were still growing up, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's like a mixture of all the things that we've been doing before, and it's putting them together, but like with a more mature head on your shoulders.
Can you tell me about Death of Me, the video? I saw that quite a while ago, and I was just fascinated by it. How did that come to light? Like, how was that one birthed? That's just an amazing video.
Yeah, well, that's sort of like encompasses the whole album. How it's like, you've been tempted by all the bad things, you know, like we were when we were younger, and it's like that the little boy, he's like being tempted by it, and all the different girls in the vending machines are a different temptation. They're like the drugs, like one's cocaine, one's ecstasy, one's heroin, and it's like, and he's picking his like almost like his sin, you know. It's like,
so is it kind of a statement on consumerism too?
Yeah, it's sort of just, well, the front cover of the album from Death to Destiny is, you know, you see the guy just chucking change on the floor, like he's I don't need you, I don't need this shit, and he's going on to go and face the crowd. He's going to go and like live his destiny, you know, and do it right, and that's sort of like what it's trying to do, you know what I mean? What we're trying to show with the video.
So that's kind of the theme of the album too.
Yeah. It's sort of like, I'm done with all this crap. I'm going to go and I'm going to go live my life, and I'm going to go and do it right.
Next chapter. Well, you guys toured early on with like the Bled and Evergreen Terrace years ago. And I know there was a point where you were playing with more like emo, maybe poppier bands. Did you ever feel those bands or fans were freaked out by the heaviness that you guys came across with?
I think a lot of them were quite intrigued by how heavy we were, and it was, you know, and it was still a time when it was extreme heavy music was becoming quite popular, you know. So, you know, when we were going out on those tours, and we were by far the heaviest band, everyone was like, "Whoa, this is crazy," you know. And I think that definitely helped us win over a lot of fans.
As a drummer, I want to know, first of all, what's your opinion on the electronics aspect? Because, you know, some of the electronics you guys have had, and you've done it live, I would think that gives you a chance to hydrate.
Yeah. I mean, those whole synth breaks were like a good breathing point. I mean, I still enjoy them. You know, we've sort of chosen a different path to sort of expand on. You know, and not have as much. I mean, we still have a lot of electronic sounds in there, but it's not like stops and it's like, builds up with an electronic break. You know.
So you don't play like that full on dance song from that record.
No, we don't do any of that. The only real song we still play live from Stand Up and Scream that is electronic is the final episode. That's the only one that really we had played.
The fans have to hear that one.
Yeah, the fans love that one, you know. We also play Not the American Average now and again, and the fans really, really like that one. Actually, tell a lie, we do play a Prophecy as well. Yeah, but then again, I feel like a Prophecy is electronic, but it's more it's more of like an epic build-up. It's not so much of a dancey build-up, like, you know. So, yeah.
So, as a drummer, how about past and present for you, favorite drummers?
Oh, God. One of my favorite drummers at the moment, actually, is the dude that plays for Korn now, Ray. He's an absolute badass. Yeah. He's really, really good. Past drummers, I mean, I've got to say, guys like John Bonham, massive influence.
Was that through family or friends when you were younger, or what happened?
I mean, my family like listened to a lot of rock music and stuff when I was younger. Not necessarily so much Zeppelin, but when I was growing up, I got into it, and my drum tutors would be showing me this and like, you've got to watch this and check this out. It's amazing. Yeah. The innovators, you know.
So the AP Music Awards happened recently. Asking Alexandria nominated Best Live Band and Best International Band. Who won Best Live Band? Do you know?
I think it was Pierce the Veil.
And Bring Me the Horizon won International, right? Are you friends with those guys?
Yeah, we've met them a few times. I wouldn't say we're good friends. Not as like good friends as. Yeah, they're from the UK, but we've only ever met them outside of the UK. You know,
we're like, oh, you fuckers, you won the award.
No, I don't really give a shit. To be honest, I don't really give a shit about any of the award ceremonies. All it is just another thing to put on your mantelpiece at home, you know.
Well, you guys did play, and for people that missed it, Jonathan from Korn came out and joined you guys, and you played a song from another famous Birmingham band. For people that are listening, it wasn't Black Sabbath, and it wasn't Judas Priest, and it wasn't Napalm Death, and it wasn't even Godflesh. It was
Duran Duran. Hey, that was Jonathan's idea. It was Jonathan's idea. I mean, we were playing whatever, but he was like, I just really want to do Duran Duran, and we're like, fuck it, we'll do it. We don't.
Rock, dude. It's awesome. Check it out on YouTube. It's really cool from the AP Music Awards. So the debauchery of the early years, I feel like it's kind of in the past now. It was well documented. I mean, I'm one of those nerds. I read Revolver all the time. I read all the press. And, with Ben and Danny, they were almost like the Toxic Twins at one point. That's the gist that I got anyways from what I read. Things pretty stable right now, pretty comfortable.
Yeah, we're actually all trying to get a little bit more healthy. Like, we have our security guard is also a personal trainer. And so he's been training us. We've been doing circuit training, weight training, and, we're trying to like eat healthier and just generally keep ourselves in better shape. Because, we did spend a lot of years binging and indulging in a lot of stuff maybe we shouldn't be doing, but I think that has definitely slowed down a lot. We still like to drink a lot, but the other stuff is very, very few and far between.
You did the purge. You got it out of your system early, right?
Yeah, we totally did. We had a few years of complete binging, and then and that was itself Reckless and Relentless. That made us write that album because that's what we were doing. We were going through that insanity, and now we're just just trying to stay a little bit healthier. So
you no longer want to be the Skid Row or the Guns N' Roses of the 80s?
Oh, no. I mean, I still think we still live for it, and we still are part of that. We want to bring back rock and roll, and we want to bring back this.
And you
are. I hope so,
Dude, those fans out there, I've been out there since 5 o'clock, and they're going nuts, dude. They can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great show today.
Mayhem Festival, Avenged Sevenfold, Korn, Cannibal Corpse, Body Count, Trivium, Mushroomhead, many more. Tonight in Portland, tomorrow Darien Center, New York. If you're listening in New York, you can go to Wantagh. Wednesday, Friday, Camden, New Jersey. Saturday, Scranton, PA. Sunday, Bristow, Virginia. And then a week from tonight, Monday, you're playing that club show, Ziggy's, in Wilmington, North Carolina. So if you're listening to Rock Rage, maybe you can get out to one of those shows. Go to the Facebook pages. Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem page and get your ticks. Good luck with the rest of the tour, dude. You're in Europe pretty much all of October, and I saw there were like 15 shows in the UK.
Yeah, it's the most shows we've ever done in the UK. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Has any band ever? I mean, I'm sure someone did, but I saw that. I'm like, 15 shows in the UK. I mean, it's a fairly big area, but it's not that big.
No. It's going to be a big one. It's challenging because, like the cities are so close together, so you really have to be confident that you have enough fans out there. And I think we have, The previous tour we did, we sold out Brixton Academy, we sold out a lot of the Academy ones. We've done the big shows. Now it's like, we're just going to do and play more shows, So we've sold out the big ones, now it's just add a few extra dates. And then with hopefully soon we can move up to doing, say, an arena tour, which is the next step,
You're owning it, man. Wembley.
Yeah, I mean, we supported Bullet for My Valentine last year, and that was the first time we played Wembley, and it was an amazing experience. And so now we all want that. We want to be able to.
Congrats, man. You guys are like one of the hardest working bands in rock, so psyched for you guys. Appreciate it. James from Asking Alexandria. We'll throw it back to the studio. It's Facemelter from the State Theater in Portland with Asking Alexandria, rockrageradio.com.